This week we haven't really done a whole lot, but I have been in here picking away at all this vapor barrier, and it's all ready. It's all ready for drywall. We've finished. We've taped up pretty much every seam, and I actually have drywall being trucked down here as we speak. And then the drywallers are hopefully going to be drywalling in this next week. So while I'm waiting for them, I am putting in a dog door, because our dogs are actually going to live under the stairs. It's going to be their little dog house. Since we have a heated floor, it'll be a nice warm spot for them. So we're installing a dog door right in the wall here that they can get in and out of on their own. So we had to get a big one because our dogs are big. So this one is going in the wall. Pretty self-explanatory. They have an opening on the inside, and then they have an insulated piece, and then another magnetic opening. So there's 3 layers of material hanging in there, and the dog's got to go through all 3. My camera batteries cut out on me the other day, but basically you just screwed into the wall. So I'm going to get the vacuum and I'm going to clean it out in there, put some blankets down, and then we'll kind of train the dogs how to use it.
Call them. Tamba will push through. Go on, Tamba. Go on. Go on. She's looking. Call her. Show her the meat. Good girl. Go get it. Go get it. Okay, I'm gonna open the... Come on, go on. Good girl. Good girl. She's so fat. I don't know if she's gonna be able to fit in. Phil, this dog's fat.
What's that? Yeah, no, this is the dog house. Tamba, come on.
Go on, Tamba.
Tamba.
I'm gonna shove her through. Take her. Good girl. She's so fat, Phil. The doghouse. I could fit through there too, you know, if I didn't have my massive belly right now. You're not the only one that's skinny.
Get in.
Tamba doesn't know how to come out.
Go, Zamba, get in.
Do you have meat in there?
Zamba, go. Zamba, in you go. Go inside.
Go on, Tamba.
Go.
Zamba, go. Go, go.
Going in the doghouse. Huh? Let me see. What are you eating, James? What are you eating, James?
No.
Let me see. Show me. Show me, James.
Chips and salsa.
Show it to me, James.
No.
Show what's in your hand.
The snow and icicles. Icicles. And you dip the icicles in the snow.
Oh, they're eating icicles and
That's my
snow.
fault.
Why are you guys in the doghouse? Why are you in there?
Because it's warm.
Is that your fort?
Yeah.
Crazy kids. We made a mistake when we built this chicken coop, and the mistake was insulating it. So when we first moved to this area, it's our first time moving to a super cold climate, we thought that it would be a great idea to insulate the chicken coop because it would stop everything from freezing up. It would stop our eggs from freezing. And we saw an ad on the internet for some styrofoam insulation. It was used, it was cheap. So it cost us about $200 to insulate the whole coop. And we thought it was a great idea. But we couldn't have been more wrong. It has been nothing but problems in the winter. It causes the coop, yes, it does keep it a little warmer. We don't heat it at all. We just the bodies of all the chickens keeps it, 5 or 6 degrees above the outside, which helps the water not freeze. It helps the eggs not freeze, but it causes humidity problems, which is possibly the worst thing when you have chickens. The enemy to chickens is humidity. So we're gonna rip all the insulation out. I'm not gonna rip out the walls yet, just because I think the main problem is the ceiling. I'm gonna rip all the insulation off out of the ceiling, and I'm gonna open up some of the, I'll show you. I'm gonna open up some of the ends right up in here. I'm gonna open that up and I'm gonna put some mesh up there, and that's gonna get some more airflow in and out of the ceiling. Last year we had the same problem, and I ended up putting some fans in there to help suck air out of the coop. But I mean, what's the point? I might as well. I was kind of defeating the purpose of insulating. I can't underestimate how bad of an idea it was to insulate our chicken coop. After pulling all this insulation out, I realized just how much moisture and dust and even animals. I found a bird's nest. I found a dead mouse. I found a dead pack rat. What a horrible idea. If I hadn't have pulled this insulation out, I probably would have a rotten roof within a few years, just due to how much moisture was getting past. Like, I don't even know if it's coming from the coop up or if it's condensing down from the roof on top of the insulation. But there was so much moisture up there. There was layers of ice above the insulation below the roofing. Yeah, it's such a bad idea. So we got back from the grocery store to pick up our waste veggies and scraps and stuff for the animals. Not the biggest load, but it's still free food. So I got to unpack all this, organize it, and dump it into the chicken's greenhouse. it's not the biggest haul we've had, but it's still 3 wheelbarrows full of produce and veggies, fruit, and bread, and all sorts of that stuff. So that is awesome. But one thing you don't even realize, like, yes, like a ton of food gets wasted, but the amount of packaging that is involved in a grocery store is unbelievable. We've got 3 full boxes just of like salad wraps, lettuce wraps. All of that stuff had to be shaken out of packaging. Cardboard we can just burn, but that stuff all still has to go to the landfill. So it's amazing how much waste just in like just plastic going to the dump. The dogs have a bunch of deli that they are going to polish off. We also got some real fancy salamis. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to eat them. They all have to go to the dogs. So we usually put these in the deep freezer, and then we'll chop them up and feed it to them, you know, as they need it. But this stuff will all be gone by this evening. All right, that's it. That's it for tonight. Yeah, we pick up one of these loads every 2 weeks, but every night, every single afternoon, one of the farmers in our area picks up from the grocery store. So this is 1 day's worth of garbage, and this is a really small load. We've had, I think our biggest load was 32 boxes, and this is just one store. This is just one grocery store out of thousands and thousands of grocery stores. So you can just imagine how much food just goes in the garbage every single day. It's actually horrible. And it's a good thing that we are able to at least feed it to our animals. This is a great way to divert food from the landfill to your animals, and also feed your animals for free. So it's a win-win for everyone. It works really, really well. There's been no complaints so far. The grocery store loves it because they feel bad throwing stuff in the garbage as well. And the farmers are happy. And so it's a win-win for everybody. Even the dogs are happy. Anyway, that's enough blabbering for now. All that produce will most likely be gone in 2 or 3 days. But I will check in on the chickens tomorrow, and we'll see how they're making out. 2 days since I dumped all those veggies in here, and they have cleaned up. Still got lots of peppers, which are probably frozen. They probably can't even get into them. But the majority of it's cleaned up. They spend all day in here working away at all these veggies. And you know what I've noticed? It's mainly the bovine browns, or the Isa browns, that are in here. All the other ones, we have a whole bunch of heritage birds, and they just stay in the coop. I don't know why. We are very happy with these Isa browns. Fantastic foragers. They lay a ton of eggs. Good morning, everyone. It's the 31st of... You're the king of the castle? You're the king of what castle?
This castle.
Hey. Well, it's the 31st of December, 2020. The last of a very long year. I didn't even know there's 53 weeks in a year. I always thought it was 52, but it's a short week, and we haven't really been getting up to too much, just because we have drywallers boarding the garage. And they have been in there for since Monday, so about 3 days. They've pretty much finished boarding. They figured they're going to be done. They need another 2 days, so just all the finishing touches in there takes a little while, and then the tapers come in. So I've been working at getting the in-floor heat. Finished up, so that we can assist heating it, so the drywall mud dries quicker. So I'm not a plumber, but I've been piecing the system together. I have a friend who is a plumber, and he does these things all the time. So he came over, he kind of laid it out for me, and we drew a sketch. We have to get rid of some roosters. That's another thing for 2021. But we put a sketch together on a whiteboard, and I'm just putting it all together. that's enough plumbing for tonight. It's New Year's Eve, so we're gonna go inside. We're gonna eat dinner, and when it gets dark, we're gonna shoot some fireworks off. I guess it's still light out, that means it's only like 3 o'clock. But anyway, when it gets dark, we're gonna shoot fireworks off, and then we're gonna have a little bonfire outside. As you can see, the tape there, not the taper, the borders have been boarding drywall. They have the whole ceiling pretty much complete down here, except for one little piece here. And then upstairs they've done the walls and half of the ceiling. So they figure they need another 2 days to finish the rest, and then the tapers are going to start taping. So this place is coming together pretty quick. Tomorrow I'm going to work at finishing this plumbing, this rough in here. I'll hopefully be able to get it all finished and then install this tank